Do the Hampton Stampede? We in the building.
Run! It's a stampede!
DJ Ham the Stampede.
DJ Ham the Stampede.
Perfect.
Welcome, Miss Take Heed in the building. How are you?
I'm doing just fine, sir. Thank you for inviting me.
Indeed.
Shit like that.
How was your morning so far?
It was good. Thank you.
Yeah? Anything exciting or eventful, or just another day in the neighborhood?
Just another day in the neighborhood, that's all.
Indeed. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Hey, Biz, make sure you respond to my email too, man. I appreciate you. Let me make sure I acknowledge the chat real quick. Salute to Nick for becoming a member.
What up, buzzing, bird flipping dozen. Holla at your boy, you thought your cousin wasn't.
Chocolate Bunny in the building. Lionel in the building. Earl was good. Passport, we see you. Shadow was popping. Mel, you already know. Wrong one, Mel. Love C, salute. Already putting that work in. Steppenwolf in the building. What's up, my brother? Travel One, I see you. Please go to Take Heed to the Message channel and subscribe. Chocolate Bunny, Lionel Suggs, Ari said, here we go. Shiesty, what up? Nick, what's popping? Lionel in the building. Daryl, bring your ass back. Pause. Frederick, Impress, we see you. Hey, make sure you check the mail too. Miss Jilly in the building. Salute. Greg, what's popping? How are you? I like it. Like, share, subscribe. Dead Pill, what's good? I didn't see you yesterday. Souls on, salute. I got Miss Jilly just making sure. Jerome was popping. Welcome. My brother Matt in the building. Robin was good. I like it. Victim Olympics, salute. Truth, you already know. Poor George, what's up? Hope all is well, man. I appreciate you guys. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Apollonia. All right, I'm gonna get to everybody. Maybe not. Oh, my brother Rock. I gotta get the Rock. Mr. B, you already know.
Shit like that.
All right, get the likes up. We have 120 people in the building, and we have 68 likes.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on,
man. I know that like button is hard to reach, I guess, apparently. Let's get the likes up. KP, salute. Miss Take Heed, welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Indeed, man. I appreciate you for coming, man, on slightly short notice, but we got it together. So thank you for taking the time out to be with us here today. What got you started in this content creation game?
Well, it's my king and our eldest daughter. She was telling me that, Mom, you give a lot of advice to my girlfriends and and our child is in high school. She's in her last year. She's about to go off to college. This is our oldest daughter.
Okay.
So her friends always ask me questions, and I just talk to them. And her friends always tell her, your mama should go on social media because she got some good lessons to teach somebody. Because a lot of young women don't got mamas that understand. So my daughter told me, and then I talked it over with my king, and my king said, you will be good for it, but you're a little hood with it. So I don't know how that's going to work out. And I was like, I don't know either. Let me just try a little bit. So with him and our eldest daughter, souping me up to do it. And I just came out and I was like, let me just be a voice. Let me try to see if I can change one heart or mind, to want better.
What is your basic premise? Like, what is the message that you want to convey most?
I want to tell the younger generation of women that the stuff your mama and your grandma told you, all this nonsense, that you got to get out of the foolery with them. The stuff that they taught you, you got to change your mindset, especially if your mama and your grandma ain't got no man. If they ain't got nobody in their household, you got to stop listening to them because you're going to end up like them. So
what is the stereotypical, like, how do they end up usually?
well, I know in my family, my whole dynasty where I come from, right?
Mhm.
They all hyenas. Yeah, they all hyenas. And I come from a dynasty of hyenas. And my auntie was like the head, HIT in charge,
Wow.
And
Mhm.
so she ran everything. And so the women after anybody after her, we all hyenas too. Okay. Even me included in it too. But what happened was in my 20s, I was like, why can't I keep a man? Like men that I dated was like, you're a nice woman, you're very kind, you know what I'm saying? You good hearted. But I couldn't keep them. I would lose them all the time. And these are good men. They weren't no nonsense in the street stuff. They were good men, but I couldn't keep them. So I had to ask myself that. And then I was like, I got to start working on myself, changing the way I talk, changing the way I don't take accountability. Because hyenas do not take accountability. Shout out to Crimson Cure. Hyenas do not take accountability at all.
Damn. What would you say our women, do you think the majority or minority fit the hyena mold?
Ooh. Oh, that's nasty. It's all of them. It's all of them. I'm sorry. It's a small portion
Wow.
It's a small portion that their mama did the right thing and raised them accordingly. But the rest of us is in some foolery. I'm not saying that you can't come out of the hyena kingdom. You can. I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying you can't. You can because I did. But I think you have to start looking yourself in the mirror and want to change the mindset. Is a lot of our women, they be like, oh, I look good, I got this, I got that. And you immediately blame the man when the relationship go bad. But most of the time, especially when women say, oh, I've been married, like just for an example, if you've been married 3 times and it doesn't go well, heifer, that's you. That's you.
Wow.
Do you think there's a level of delusion in like how these relationships are going? Or do you think the stereotype is right where the men ain't shit?
Oh, it's a delusion. Yeah, it's a delusion. I always say this part. When it comes to our men, we have this teaching that was passed on. And sometimes the teaching that was passed on is from a side chick. Your mama, your grandma was a side chick. So sometimes the teaching that she was not the main chick. So she's going to disgrace every man that she knows. So sometimes the teaching come out wrong. And now you have all the younger women talking about men ain't shit and all that foolery. And they have never even experienced a good man. Because I always tell women on my channel, shit beget shit. So if you get a shit man, I mean you shit.
Damn, I thought it was the other way around. No?
Wow.
Jesus Christ. So did you just say that?
I did.
They being taught by side chicks?
Listen, it's true.
God.
It's true. The mindset that I was raised with, I was taught by a side chick. My mother was a side chick, and I love her. She was a side chick, and my daddy had his own family, and they experienced the good out of my father, but I experienced the bad. Even though he tried to be a daddy, but my mom made it hard for him. And I'm not gonna sit up here and lie. But my dad shouldn't have been doing nothing anyway. I should have came through the woman that he was with. But My mama was high yellow with the big butt. She looked good, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
But, sometimes most of us are taught by the side chick that men ain't shit.
And just to be clear, one thing I steer away from is some. So the majority or minority of us. Now, when you say us, you're talking about the women.
I'm talking about the women.
The majority of the women, you would say, came
Majority. Yeah, majority. It
damn.
plays out on social media.
It plays out on social media.
It plays out on social media. You can see it.
Damn.
Bodies, bodies.
God damn. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Salute the tie for the 10. Appreciate you, my G. Oh, is it this Lady Di? Sometime my brother James be up there too. Salute the Lady Di for the 20 bucks set. She always keeps it 1,000. 2 exclamation points. Hamp and take heed. Yeah, man. This. I've learned a few things thus far. Damn. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Take heed. I want to get your commentary on this picture if you don't mind. It says a man is not supposed to cook, wash dishes, or wash his clothes if he got a woman! Exclamation point. What's your take on this?
So I got a lot of pushback from this picture.
Is that right?
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna still keep my foot on the neck. Yeah, I'm still gonna keep my foot on the neck. Yeah, it's true. She's correct. She's correct. It's just that we Black women have been out of order for so long. When they see something that makes sense, they push against it. This is true. What this young woman has wrote, it is correct. But because we are taught that we don't have to do these things, this is where we end up at. We out here talking about we can do everything that men can do. But this is supposed to be one of our duties. But you'll have people push back and tell you, it doesn't say it in the Bible, it doesn't say it in the Quran, that, Jacob cooked and all this other stuff. But who helped Jacob cook? Who taught Jacob how to cook?
His mommy.
Thank you. So it's us. It's our job. It's our job. Now, if your husband decides, or man, well, I like to say husband. If your husband decides that he wants to cook, there's no problem with that. My king cooks sometimes, but I do like 90% of the cooking and cleaning and washing clothes. My king doesn't touch a piece of clothing. He may do like 1 or 2 dishes, but it's nothing major because he's the one that's out there really putting the work in outside. And while he's putting in the work outside, I'm putting in the work in the house to make it comfortable for him. And I work too. So I know a lot of sisters are going to be like, oh, she don't work. I work too.
Now, when you say outside, are you saying like at work or like in the yard?
Well, I will say at work. My husband works. Okay. Probably like 12 to 14, sometimes 16 hours a day. Yeah. He's a hardworking man. Shout out to my king.
Word.
Shit like that.
And so, for all intents and purposes, if he want to come in the house and not lift a finger, he can do so.
Right.
Did he have to earn that from you?
No. But we were at war. I will share this with you. When we first married, we were at war of the respect part.
Okay.
Like when we dated, my king already put boundaries of what he would accept and what he wouldn't.
Okay.
And so, mind you, like I told you, I come from the Hyena clan. So this was hard for me to grasp, like, what is going on? Why do I have to be told what to do? You know what I'm saying? And my king told me, I will not put up with any woman who will disrespect me, who will get out of pocket with me in public, who will get out of pocket with me in private. I will not have that. You will not have my last name and disrespect me. So that's why I always say to my brothers, if they decide to listen, because I don't teach men, but and I don't preach to them either. But I always tell the men, like, you gotta set boundaries before you even get married, because if you don't, she walk all over you, especially if she come from the Hyena clan. And I already told you, majority of us come from the Hyena clan.
Yeah, understood. Question: does he pay all or the majority of the bills?
He pays the lion's share. He didn't always, though.
Okay. And when he didn't, did he still get all those amenities of you doing all the cooking, the cleaning, the washing the clothes, etc.?
Yes.
Do you think that the pants should have a price tag in a relationship, or do they always belong to the man?
I'll share something with you. My king told me privately. It was so funny. He said to me, "There's only one person who wear the pants in this house. It's not you." I looked. I said, "What?" He said, "It's not you." And I always remember that. He told me that in our first year of marriage, and I always remember that. We going on 16 to a lifetime.
Wow. Okay. And that was regardless. Even if you were paying all the bills, he still wear the pants.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love him. It's different. It hit different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you love somebody, it hit different. You feel me?
Yeah. Indeed.
Shit like that.
What is the lion's share, just so everybody can understand? So he pays the lion's share. What percentage point would that be? Is that 70%, 80%, 60%? What would be considered a lion's share?
What can I say? I don't. It should be. It gotta be about 80, maybe 80%, probably. Yeah, it's about 80.
Okay. All right. Yeah. 80% definitely. I would consider a lion's share.
But then at times when at the beginning of our marriage, I paid about 80%.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you say beginning out of 16 years, how many years is that?
I think the first 2 or 3.
Okay. And he was still, for all, I'm gonna use a stronger word, in charge.
He was, but I was his hellraiser. But he will put me back in line. I got to tell the truth.
Hellraiser, what does that mean?
I'll say like we would just, you know how women do when they make the lion's share. They tell you it's my money. You know what I'm saying? It's my money. I do what I want to do. And so we always had a one pot system from the beginning of our marriage, and we still do now.
Okay.
So like no money is allocated out. You know what I'm saying? And I would sometimes go into the account and pull out like a large lump sum to do some nonsense with. And he would be telling me like, what the hell did you spend so and so on? What did you buy?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I bought this. It's my money. He was like, no, it's not your money. It's our money. It's the house money.
Yeah.
Now later you'll be looking at me to try to get it together so that I can pick up everything that you missed out on. And we used to get into it, especially when it came to finances. And it took me a long time, not a long time, but first 2 years, actually. The first 2 years, it took me a long time for him to, and I'm about to say this word that people hate. It took the first 2 years my husband trained me to be his wife.
Brother.
What word was that?
I said he trained me to be his
wife. Brother.
Now, I was gonna get to that because you said that when we talked. He trained you?
Yeah, I know a lot of women on your channel is on fire right now. He trained me to be his wife. See, a man has to train you to be his wife. And in the Western world, they don't understand that part. I didn't either. I was born and raised here, so I didn't understand it either. But I remember my husband saying to me that
Hmm.
if I can't teach you, how to be my wife, there's no need for us to get married.
They say, can you say the word one more time?
He's-
Wow.
Man.
So yeah, that's how it is. He has to train you to be his wife. I'm not saying that he's training you for anybody else. You have to be trained to be his wife. You have to know his likes and dislikes. Y'all have to like learn how to become one. So you wouldn't do anything to him that he would, you know what I'm saying? That he would not do to himself. So you have to learn that. That's how you become one. I think people forget that in marriage, that you're supposed to become one. That's what the Bible says. We're supposed to become one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of marriages miss that part. That's where you have women that talk about, I'm not happy no more. How many times have men said they not happy, but their duty to the family will keep them sane? The duty to the family. And I think our women forget that part.
Yeah.
Like the seasons of marriage just turn. You're gonna be sad sometimes, but you're gonna turn around, it's gonna come again, you're gonna get happy. So every marriage go through seasons, and a lot of people forget that part. They think they're supposed to be happy 24/7, and marriage don't work like that. If you think marriage work like that, please, you are sadly mistaken. It doesn't.
Damn.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
What do you say to the pushback of it sounds like you are in a level of like a controlling situation or bondage to an extent?
I always love when single women say you in bondage. They always say, "Oh, you a slave to your husband." And I learned my pushback is that you will say that a married woman is a slave, but you a slave. The single woman is the slave. Because I'll share with you why I say this. You gotta hustle to get the stuff you need. I just gotta make one phone call. You see, I just gotta make one phone call. I just gotta talk to my husband. You gotta worry about when that mortgage, that light, and everything is due, and you don't have enough. I don't have to worry about that. When there's not enough food in the house, I don't have to worry about that. And another thing too, I don't have to sleep with different men that I'm dating. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to do that. Oh, this didn't work out. You dated him for 6 months. This didn't work out. So now you're on to the next. I don't have to do that. You a slave to your job. You a slave to dating. And shout out to Dubai that got y'all out here eating that shit. So I don't know, you know.
What you mean?
When the whole thing about Dubai, how the young women are traveling over to Dubai, and these men are defecating on them and stuff like that, and in their mouth. So, you know, y'all, that's y'all single life. Y'all love that. For $50K.
What you mean? Like literally eating shit?
Yeah. It's all over social media. And they said they've been doing that for years. I didn't even know. It hit my page because I follow a content creator. And so I posted it on my page, and I was surprised. Young women are doing that just to get money.
What the fuck? Hold on.
Yeah. All you got to do is Google it.
Let me see. Hold on. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Because you said it, but it didn't resonate. You saying they getting shit on purpose?
Yes. And they make them open their mouth. It's a little nasty though, so be careful.
Let's see what she said. This is on YouTube. That's why I went to YouTube. Let me see.
Listen, I'm so sorry to drag you into this. Not so sorry because I'm still doing that TikTok. If you don't know what's a porta potty, this is it. So I want you to start thinking why we would mix this disgusting thing with a lavish place. That's always been a thing that some aspiring influencers also on the side be escorts to receive some gifts and money to flex on the ground, and then therefore build their career as an influencer. But this is another level. Even some influencers, models who wanted to be there wanted to leave. So in this situation, in order to get your $40,000, you need to be mistreated, pooped on, peed on, and also in your mouth for days. But listen, for anyone out there who's desperate to be an influencer, just hear me out. You can take the next 3 months and show up every day and be an influencer. Just follow and see. Dubai.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. Wow. Wow. Wow.
And this is a thing, huh?
Yeah, it's a thing. It's nasty. It's a thing.
So, what? So, single women are doing it.
You know, that's why I'm wondering, and now I know a few women that I know that have traveled to Dubai by themselves, and now I'm looking at them two side. I'm like, oh wow. So I had put on my and they follow me on my social media. So I had said that if you go to Dubai, when I played the video on my channel, I said, if you go to Dubai and you do this, please don't come to my house no more. Please don't come to my house no more.
Wow.
I don't want to see you here. Please don't come to my house no more.
That is, hold on. I'm trying to process it. Let me read these super chats real quick. Gregory with the 20 ball says some of the hyenas use the chameleon character to pose and to get in good with the man and everyone else. Take Heed and Crimson Cure are very good at pointing out their traits. Ranger with the $5 says this is totally correct. Real ones understand. That's when you're talking about the trained portion. Jay was popping with the $2. Most of the women in the U.S. are untrainable. You think that's true?
No, I don't think so. If she has a mindset change, you can train her. But if she doesn't know accountability, then you have a problem. Just pass on, go to the next.
Damn. Steppenwolf says,
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. Said was popping with the $5 says they don't want to be trained. They want to be trained by niggas. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Jonathan with a 20 ball says Paul said I'm a slave to Christ and he was a grown man. You can tell where a woman is by how she responds to triggering words. Definitely a breath of fresh air. Salute to my brother John. So as you expound on the slavery thing, is it a slavery to, like, you need to get things from multiple places? You don't have a shoulder to cry on or somebody to lean on? Is it they're a slave to dopamine hits and things of that nature from social media, etc.?
So yes, and I love how you broke all that down, because remember, some of these women who are single, they claim to be boss chicks and I'm an independent woman. I'm a single mother. I can do all these things and I don't need no man. See, I was a single mother too when I was young. Okay. I was a single mother too. And I was a teen mother. So my husband took me with me being a single mother.
Okay.
So I don't know. I know this sounds crazy, but my husband in my mind is on a pedestal. I don't care what happened. Nobody can knock him down. I don't care who I meet in this world. Nobody is compared to my husband, to my king. Nobody. So with that being said, we sometimes will get up here and play out on social media like we got it all together. But as me being as I was a single mother, I know the nights when these women cry, when you alone, when bills are due, when you laying in a bed and the other side is cold and you got to grab that pillow and just hold yourself. See, a lot of women on social media, they don't tell you that part. They just want you to know they're a boss chick. They got all this. They got a car. They got a beautiful house. They live well. Their kids are doing well, all this other stuff. But they don't talk about the nights when they're alone and when they cry. And then some of them will even tell you, I got 10 men in my DMs and they looking for me. And I always like to stress this part. They're looking for you to fly from the chandelier for one night. They're not looking for you to fly from the chandelier for a lifetime. That's the difference between the men and your DMs.
So you think and what age does this hit the women where these tears are starting to come in the evenings?
So I'm gonna share something with you. I know in my mid-20s, late 20s,
Okay.
because I met my husband. I met my husband in my mid-20s. So I know in like my late 20s and all that, I used to wonder like what is going on. Even before I met my husband though. I was like, why I can't keep nobody, stuff like that. I couldn't hold on to a man. And the sad part is I have somebody I love so much in my family, and she's in her 60s. And
Okay.
she said she wished she would have chosen better. She has no children or anything. That's why I always laugh when they say those rich aunties. I'm like, when your time comes, when you don't see eyes that look back at you when it's time for you to go into glory, you'll understand that rich auntie shit didn't make no sense.
That's too late by then, huh?
It's too late by then, but they don't think so. See, social media make women think that we can just continue to live in our delusion and in our foolery, and we think it's okay because in the Western world they make you independent. In the Western world they make you believe you're independent, that you could do everything as long as you got that education and that money. But I'm gonna share something with you. Education and money will lead you nowhere when it's time for you to go into glory. The most amazingest thing that I want to say, and I pray that this happens to me, when I get called on to glory and I see all my children surround me, all my titans surround me and say, Mama, you did well. You did well, Mama. See, money and cars and houses ain't gonna mean no never mind when it's time for you to get called on to glory. And family will only be what you really wish you had. But our women don't see it until it's too late. That's why you have so many women come on social media, they're crying, they're trying to have babies in their late ages, and it's not working. Only men can have babies like that. And I know a lot of people always like to say, oh, well, Sarah did it. And I always tell them, you don't have no covenant with God.
Damn.
You're not Sarah.
Damn.
So, man, hold on, let that marinate for a second. So, in terms of your situation, you mentioned it. So, there's definitely going to be people thinking it. They might be saying it slightly, but how did you get to the point of, having a child? What about your first child's father?
So I was a teenager when I had my first son. And I was hot in the pants. I was hot in the pants, fresh, thought I knew everything. And I grew up in a drug home. My mama was a crack addict. My daddy was a dope fiend. So that still doesn't excuse it, because I don't like when people are like, well, I went through this. Yeah. So it still doesn't excuse it, because you live in an area where you see other young women have babies and you see how hard it is. So you supposed to know better. but I did not. And I was hot in the pants and wanted to be with the toughest guy in our projects that everybody was scared of. And it happened. It happened. Me being foolish. So I take accountability for that.
Okay. Okay. Do you think that a woman having a child out of wedlock, do you think it lowers her value at all?
Ooh, you about to get me in some trouble right now today. I already talked this stuff on my platform, but I'm about to get in trouble with yours. Okay. So, so I'm gonna share this with you. It lowers her value. It does.
Yeah.
I know a lot of women don't want to believe it. They think that they can get any man, no matter how many children they got and stuff like that, but you can't. It doesn't happen. If you get any man that will take you with a whole bunch of children, I'm not even talking about one or two, but when it's a whole bunch of children, more than likely, I'm about to say something hurtful. He's a pussy. He don't have no respect. And you on some Section 8 or welfare and he trying to rock with you because he don't have nowhere to stay. Ain't no man that has substance and has purpose is going to take you and 7 children. I want y'all women to understand that part. Now, 1 or 2, I could see. 1 or 2, you might be blessed to get somebody who showed mercy upon you. I always tell people my husband showed me mercy because he picked me up down the street on Baby Mama Lane up the corner.
What? What did he have kids?
No, my husband has no children. I was first woman who gave him all his kids.
Okay. Okay. Damn. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. That is interesting. One thing I wanted to ask you, we kind of got ahead of it when you said the slave thing, and I think we need to dive a little bit deeper. But I don't want to get too far from the point of Hyena, right? You know, Crimson Cure articulating what the boneyard was. And I don't know if everybody missed that show. Let me just make sure. I was thinking so deeply into what the boneyard was, but she said this clip actually captures perfectly what the boneyard is. Simple as that, right? Hyena mind state. What are the typical traits and characteristics of the hyena?
So I only can go by what I experienced when I was in the boneyard with my mama and my aunties and them. So a hyena doesn't respect men.
Okay.
She gets indignant in public and in private. She doesn't take his advice at all. She will tell you it's my way or the highway. She will never respect you, okay? But she'll still sleep with you. You understand? She will degrade you in every way, but she'll still sleep with you. And she'll still take the little money that you give her. She'll still take that money. Because this is what I saw growing up. And I even saw at times when the so-called king was not home, because I have to say so-called because she didn't believe he was a king. When he was not home, you would see strange men come in the house. You know, the bedroom door will be a revolving door. So that's how I saw and how I was raised, you know, being under the hyena clan. And I'm gonna share something with you. They some ride the dies though. They some ride the dies. If any nonsense happen, all of them coming. All of them coming. It's a foolery.
You mean to like protect one another or
protect one another? If anything happened in our family when I was young, you didn't call the men. You didn't call the men. You called the women in my family. And my auntie was at the helm. And she was the most ghettoest one of all. She used to tell us, I will cut you 2 shorts to shit. May her soul rest in peace.
Damn. What? So in that situation, right? Let's say we analyze it a little bit. It sounds like there were a lot of weak men around. Is that the woman's fault?
Ooh, you know what? I'll share something with you. My grandmother, we call her Big Mama, right? So my granddaddy was this nice old, just nice dark skinned man. My granddaddy was like this, you know that the color purple dark. He was like really handsome, short man.
Okay.
And he was kind. And my grandmother was like this real high yellow bone woman, like she could pass for a different color.
Okay.
And my grandmother like wooed him because he was so kind. You know.
Okay.
She wooed him. So that's probably where it comes from, because if you see mama doing everything and daddy doesn't stand up and say something, and he's always talk to your mama, this is where the boys always lean back and don't say nothing, you know. And I'll share something with you privately that I learned. Me and my husband, we only have one son together, right? And as he has gotten older, he barks at me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And he's a big guy. Our son is like 6'1". He looked like a linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
So one day he said something to me, and I saw my husband flip from the lazy boy, flip from the lazy boy and run up at him. And he told him, he said, "That's my wife. That is my wife. You will learn how to speak to her with some respect." Mm-hmm. And you saw my son like cringe up a little bit. Mm-hmm. That's why I always tell our sisters that you need a man that's on his king mindset. You need a man that's on his king mindset, because if you have a man like how my grandfather was, and if I married one, now mind you, my grandfather was a nice man, he was a kind man. But if you married one like him, your family, the girls that you raise will be the dominant, and the boys will be the weaklings. That's the sad part about that. When you don't have a king that has a strong mindset.
Okay. Makes sense. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Chocolate Bunny with the $2 says, okay, so we can be redeemed. Ellipsis. Thank you. John Henry with the $5 says, respect to this woman, 2 exclamation points. Now watch how Robin Shiesty as a Flora Heathen Queen come for her in the comments. Damn, man. So, all right. One thing I want to get your thoughts on. You know, we talk about the epidemic of single motherhood in our community. You know, 70% of our children are born out of wedlock. Out of those 70%, 53% don't have a father figure. There is a correlation, you know, in terms of what the stats say. If you follow stats and things of that nature, people will dispute them. But generally speaking, the children that come from those single motherland households have poor results. You know, IEP, prison, low, you know, bad grades, etc. Do you think this is true?
Oh wow, I'm not laughing because what you said. I'm laughing because you about to get me all fried up here on your channel.
Wow.
I already get fried on my own channel, but okay. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. It's true. And our women don't want to believe it. They want to believe that the road that they're traveling is correct. But and I'm gonna share some with you, just a little something I always tell our sisters. Some of our men are not supposed to have children. Yeah. Some of our men were not meant to have a dynasty. But our sisters, because he may look nice, or his body might look nice, but he doesn't have the mindset or work ethic. You know what I'm saying? We will make him a father. And mind you, he has been a father about 15 times already, and he's not doing anything with them. So those men who have an abundance of children, they're not supposed to have offspring.
Damn.
I always say that. Only the kings that have a strong mindset, that they on their A game, they have a work ethic, they are supposed to have offspring. The rest of them was supposed to die off a long time ago. But you know, we keep giving babies to them.
Damn. Okay. All right. Okay. So it's on the women for even choosing those men in the first place?
Yes. I don't play that. Oh, he should have used the condom stuff. I don't. What the problem is that you have 2 to 3 minutes before you land your behind on that bed. So there's a nightstand there. And I don't promote you having, you know, relations without being married. I don't promote it, but realistic, y'all doing it. So why don't you protect yourself? Do you let the OBGYN go inside you without any gloves on? You got to make sure they clean their hands and put them gloves on, right? So why would you let some man that you might just met, or either you've been dating for a little while, go up in you raw and then turn around and say, he got me pregnant? But you let him shoot up the club because you had the option to tell him, brother, put on a condom. And if he tell you, I don't do it with no condom, then you tell him you don't get no ass.
Shit like that.
I made this I made this argument a few times, right? Excuse me. That if I'm going into a woman, right? It is my job to make sure I put a condom on my penis. But there has been a lot of pushback from that argument, in terms of, you know, essentially what you said, that, you know, she has the first right of refusal. So you think my argument is off base?
I like your content, and I like you as well, sir. You are a scholar and a gentleman. You are one of the few that is a scholar and a gentleman. Nice. Right? But I don't agree with that one. I just it's your body, baby. It's your body. You don't just let people walk up in you. It's your body. And I always tell people on my channel, if you want to F raw, if you want to do it raw, baby, get married. You get to do it all the time.
God. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. So I know I asked you to be here for an hour. We kind of got started about 10 minutes in. Do you mind fielding some questions?
I see how your channel works, sir. I just want to drop the bomb here and walk off. That's what I usually do. That's what I do on my own channel. I do the 1 hour, I drop the bomb and I walk off. My husband always laugh at me. He's like, you just drop something and walk off.
Okay, well, the chat has been going back and forth, agreeing, disagreeing, etc., with the things that you were saying. So I think that when I do drop the link, there will be people who disagree, but also people who agree. So I think you'll have people that'll be able to articulate the points you made and further them without them being completely run over. You know what I mean? So in terms of the single woman versus the married woman being a slave, can you give us that point one more time?
So this is something that single women started saying, that married women are the slaves. They started this. So I'm just giving some pushback. A married woman cannot be a slave if she's taking care of a family and one man. She doesn't have a switch up. She doesn't have a time where she's alone by herself. And when things go crazy, she doesn't have anybody to lean on. A married woman doesn't go through that. I'm talking about in a good marriage, because I know some of y'all gonna be like, well, some married women are single. That nonsense that they say. Some married women are single. That does not make sense at all. But you know, I digress. I'll let y'all say what y'all want to say. But a single woman has to go through all types of foolery to look for someone. She has to go through all types of foolery, and sometimes she doesn't scathe free from it. Sometimes she end up with a baby at the end of it, and sometimes it turns into 3, 4, 5 children. So this is why I say single women are slaves, because you still, everything that you complain about that a married woman does, you still got to do it. You still got to do it. You still got to make sure those kids, you know what I'm saying? Because most of us in our culture, I ain't even talking about the ones who don't have babies. Our culture is like what, 75%, 80% baby mamas. So you still have to do everything that the married woman has to do. There's just no man. There's nobody to lean on when you want to cry at night, when you need to be held at night. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. You doing that the boss chick shit on your own. You doing all that on your own. You're conquering everything on your own. And then at the end of the day, what do y'all do? Y'all turn them sons into your son husband. Turn them boys into a son husband, because you never got the man that you really wanted. So you turn those boys that you got into a son husband. So this is why I think they are slaves. They're slaves to their own demise, and it doesn't make sense because you're listening to other women content creators tell you foolery, and all they doing is chucking and jiving you and taking your money. That's all these other women who come out here and tell you hatred towards men. All they're doing is just stealing your money, baby, and going and live happily ever after. Whatever they doing. And some of these women who telling you that men ain't ish, they play for the same team. They telling y'all. They don't even know anything about a man in the first place. You know, that's just my take on it.
God damn, This is a yes or no question. So are men the leaders?
Oh, you about to get me in trouble. Wait a minute.
I just want to add. I just want to clear it up. I just want to understand.
So if I say it, do I get to go off after that?
Yeah, I'm gonna read the super chats.
Okay. All right. Yes, they are. God designed them that way.
Okay.
Shit like that.
Like, share, subscribe to, and you're gonna leave me up here to deal with this.
Yes. Yes.
Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Salute to my brother Keith Wisdom for coming a member. Damn.
What up, buzzing, bird, flip a dozen. Holla at your boy, you thought your cousin wasn't.
Lauren Mack with the $5 says, Hamp looked like he going to a church conference. You know I don't go to no church. All he need is his usher gloves. Is that velvet? Yeah, man. Salute to Texas, man. I'm gonna introduce y'all to velvet. John Henry with the $10 says, women lack virtue, respect, and cooperativeness, are not deserving of protection and chivalry from the traditional man many of them want. We, in parentheses, black men, quote unquote, can't protect what we can't correct. Exclamation point. And one more from John Henry. Salute. With the 50 ball says, God damn, woman. Speak on it. Men don't get a woman pregnant. Women make a decision and choice to have unprotected sex. Man, oh man. Salute to John. You made an impression on him. I need to play this for the 50 ball.
And when I'm feeling broke, E and J by my side, Henny like $40, Vision like 25.
Man, oh man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Take heed. This has been a wonderful interview. We definitely heard your perspective. Every time you said you're gonna get me in trouble, you were not lying. So salute to you. The perspective was heard for sure. Whether we like it, understand it, accept it, believe it or not, people heard it, and they're gonna take heed to it in some way, shape, or form. Love C has been dropping your link in the chat. It is also in the description as well. Everybody, please go over and subscribe. At the very least, if you don't agree, it's a different perspective. You know, there's something to be learned or heard, right? So any argument I hear, I like to understand it so I can either agree or refute it, you know, but you got to know it first. So salute to that, man. Any parting words? And I'm gonna bring these two brothers up that I have in the back. I think they're on opposing sides, so this should be interesting. They both shaking their head.
So I just want to say this, ladies, if you want change, if you want better, if you keep running into the same type of man as a copy of the last man, that means that it's something in you that needs to change. If you say that this man is shit, he ain't shit, you're attracting an ain't shit man, and you ain't shit either. Change your mindset and learn how to do the work from within, so that a good man, you will be able to attract a good man. And I'm not saying he gotta look like he's an Adonis. I'm not saying that, because a good man come in all shapes and sizes.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Shit like that.
I appreciate you, man. Damn, this is interesting. I'm gonna clip just this part tomorrow, so it'll be out at 7 a.m. in the morning. And I'll also send you the clip of this one-on-one, particularly if you wanted to review it or have it or repost it, etc.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful stream.
All right, be safe.
Thank you.
Get the likes up. Get the likes up. Get the likes up.
Shit like that.
Greg with the $5 says, "Take heed." Oh, why do you think comedians and hyenas hate passport bros and save yourself, black men? That's what that means, right? SYSBM. Yeah. Zagoon with the $2 says, "Hey, what's up, Amp? She's glowing." John Henry with the $5 says, "Yo, check Shiesty Bum and Robin M losing their shit." DJ Tim Smooth, what up with the $5 says, "What's up, DJ Hamp and guest?" Yeah, that was take heed to the message. Moderators, please, everybody who's a moderator, drop her a link at least once in the chat. Like I said, regardless if you agree, it's a different perspective. You know what I mean? So you can understand the things that you disagree with. You know, oftentimes we speculate because we don't see the content. You know, so I definitely like to be versed in things that I don't agree with, do agree with, so I can get more understanding. You know, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. And we out.